So welcome back everyone, and a special welcome to Dr. Sujata Chakravorty ma'am to this paper presentation session in the UGC Human Resource Center, Human Resource Development Center organized refresher course on the topic Literature, Culture and Technology, Mediations and Intersections under the aegis of Rashtrasant Tukadoji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Nagpur. So I welcome ma'am to this session, and ma'am is an associate professor and head Department of English at Dayanand Arya Kanya Mahavidyalaya Jaripatka, Nagpur, and alumna of the University of Baroda. Ma'am has 27 years of teaching experience. She has delivered several lectures as a resource person in refresher courses and FDPs, and has 4 books to her credits. She has published several research papers in national, international journals and conference proceedings. Ma'am has completed a UGC-sponsored major research project and visited Singapore on a UGC-recommended travel grant. She is also a recognized PhD supervisor of Rashtrasant Tukadoji Maharaj, Nagpur University. Ma'am is particularly interested in the areas of Indian writing in English, gender studies, literature in translation, and subaltern studies. She is the IQAC coordinator of her college and is editor of a famous journal, Literary Voices, an annual peer-reviewed journal of languages with ISSN registration. I welcome ma'am on behalf of the participants and Nagpur University, and the list of participants. Ma'am, I have shared that with you.
Yeah,
and so
seen that.
Yeah. So I hand over the mic to ma'am to carry on the proceedings. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Kapil Singhel, for having given me this opportunity. And I also want to assure the paper presenters that there's nothing to fear. Just go ahead, because this is a refresher course and we have all been part of this course.
Yeah, ma'am, one thing I would like to share.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 minutes for the presentation on their main topic, 2 minutes for summing up, and 3 minutes for your comments or question answer. This is how 15 minutes have been divided for each participant.
Okay. So I hope the participants will adhere to the time limit.
10 minutes on the main topic and 2 minutes for summing up.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 3 minutes, either your analysis or the question answers from the other participants. Questions from
other participants too might want to ask questions, right?
They may, yeah. They haven't done so far, but who knows?
They may.
Yeah, they may.
And everybody's they all have a paper PPT ready? Or
yeah, must be. Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay.
Yes, madam.
So thank you, Dr. Kapil Singhel, and for having given me this opportunity to chair the session on the refresher course organized by RTMNU University, Nagpur. And the paper presenters are all teachers in various capacities. Some might be junior, some might be senior. So it's all the part of the game. We all are teachers, and go ahead, and there's nothing to fear. And because when you are in your elements, when you are rest assured, when you are assured of that there is not going to be any antagonism anywhere, and just go ahead and let us see how you proceed. So let us have the first presenter today. Who is the first presenter today? Is it Dr. Jitendra VK? The list says so.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, absolutely. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, I am extremely sorry. Due to some reasons, my lap is not connect. I have some connectivity problem. So in this situation, I will be unable to show my PPT. So without PPT, okay. I would like to continue.
Yeah, but there's another problem as well. I think the other device is near your lappy. We are experiencing echo as well.
Okay. So am I visible, sir?
Yeah, you are visible. You are audible.
Okay. So
But
shall
your
I
voice is
start?
echoing. Dr. Jitendra, your voice is echoing. So that has to be rectified.
Pardon, ma'am?
I think there are, just as Kapil sir just mentioned, that there might be two devices you have connected to, right? Is that so?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes,
So
ma'am.
one device has to be removed or switched off,
Yes. Okay, okay. Yes.
because that is making your voice echo.
Yeah, sir, please unmute, sir. Yeah, fine.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Very
Go
good
ahead.
afternoon, one and all. First of all, I would like to good afternoon, Honorable Chairperson, Dr. Sujata Chakravorty, Honorable Coordinator of this refresher course, Dr. Kapil Singhal, sir, and all my dear fellow participants. This is Dr. Jitendra Ganesh VK from Shivaji Mahavidyalaya, Gadchiroli, and the topic of my presentation is the artistic creation of villain, Iago, and antagonist from Shakespeare's Othello. So the purpose of this study is to investigate about the role of villains in the drama of William Shakespeare. What are the factors behind a man which are responsible for making him a villain? What are the circumstances which evokes a person to be a villain? Some person may become villain due to will, and some person may become villain due to reason. Although it is sometimes so difficult to distinguish between villains of will and villains of reason. So what makes Shakespeare's character so interesting is that they are human beings and motivated by the things that motivate human beings. They react to other circumstances and to people in different ways. So one man can, like Macbeth, be both hero and villain, responding to the conditions as he reacts as they change. As one can imagine, Shakespeare's play raised the question of what a villain is. So to present a list of villains is not a clear-cut task. For example, some lists have Shylock from the Merchant of Venice on them, but in some ways of looking at it, he is very much a victim rather than a villain. For this more ambiguous character put together, list of Shakespeare's most misunderstood bad guys. So here we can counter some name like we can counter 12 villains from Shakespeare Othello, sorry, Shakespeare's drama, just like Claudius from Hamlet, Iago from Othello, Don John from Much Ado About Nothing, Lady Macbeth from Macbeth, Caliban from The Tempest, Edmund from King Lear, Richard III from Richard III, Shylock from The Merchant of Venice, Cassius from Julius Caesar, Tybalt from Romeo and Juliet, Aron the Moor or Tamura from Titus Andronicus. So all that villains have played very, very important role in their dramas. But after having a knowledge of Shakespeare villains in brief, I would like to focus on this study on Iago, the villain, because he is the main character in the play Othello. Without him, we cannot imagine about the ample interest in the play, because he is the only person who always indulge in some evil activities by which he could harm the person to whom he dislikes due to any reason. Iago dislikes Othello because he thinks that he has some types of doubt about Othello, that he slept with his wife Emilia, and one reason is also very strong of his hatred to Othello. So Othello is the person who is responsible for his frustration, because Othello gives the high position to Cassio on which Iago had eyes, and he thinks that he deserved that position, but due to Othello, he could not get that position. He has been passed over for promotion to
lieutenant. So as we know that Iago is just a second to Othello. So all we are very much aware with the character of Othello. So he was a very great warrior, and no one can defeat him. But due to some reasons and due to some misunderstanding, which was created by Iago in this play, we find that uh, all the downfalls happen in this tragedy, which is called Othello. Okay, so first of all, I would like to draw your attention towards the character, the antagonist, whose name is Iago. Iago is a cunning person, and he has many reasons to dislike all the characters which are his surroundings, or just like Othello. Just I told you, already told you about him, uh, and then after that, Cassio. Cassio is a young and inexperienced soldier whose high position is much resented by Iago. Iago dislikes Cassio because he is the person who takes his high rank on which he had right. But Othello gives that high position to Cassio. Okay, so that is why Iago dislikes Cassio. Then after that, Iago dislikes Desdemona, the heroine of this play, because she does not like him as a lover as he expects from Desdemona. So that is why Iago dislikes Desdemona also, and uh, so that is why he hates her also. So there are a lot of ample reasons behind Iago's evil act, which motivates him to take revenge. Iago is the opposite of God. That means he is the devil. Iago is a man with an obsession for control and power over others, who has let this obsession take over his whole life, and necessity forces his hand. And in order to destroy Othello, he must also destroy Rodrigo, Emilia, Desdemona, and ultimately himself. So as we know about Rodrigo is a very rich person and who loves Desdemona, um, and but he is a very full guy, and that is why Desdemona doesn't love him. And but Iago, who has ill-natured, and that is why he tried to evoke Rodrigo for Desdemona. Okay, so here I can say that there are a lot of reasons behind Iago's hatred, uh, by which he did all the incidents, and so as we know that about Othello's character, so thus we can say that Othello is a wonderful creation of the great dramatist William Shakespeare. When we talk about the role of villain in the drama, we find that Shakespeare has done a great job in this regard, and he has made true justice with villain's role. Although there are a lot of wonderful roles of villains in the drama, but when we talk about Iago's character, we find that his role is very, very effective, and he almost controls and affects the life of main characters in the drama. Without Iago in the drama, Othello, we cannot imagine about the success of this drama. So, because Iago is the main antagonist who controls the life of all the main characters in this drama, whether he may be the protagonist, Othello himself, Desdemona, the heroine Emilia, Iago's wife, and Desdemona's attendant, Michael Cassio, Othello's lieutenant, all are suffered directly or indirectly by Iago. So he shows no sympathy after he blackmails people that trust him, and he spends his time entirely in the play, in planning and executing their demise. So he plays a crucial role in the play as the antagonist, and without him, there would be no conflict. So Iago, due to his bad nature, he plotted to destruct the life of whole person who are responsible for his dissatisfaction due to some reasons. Actually, he hit many birds with a single stone. So he used the weapon of jealousy against Othello by twisting his deep love for Desdemona to a great hatred. And finally, she is murdered by her own husband, Othello, due to some misunderstanding which was created by Iago. So this place shows that how a great warrior like Othello, who cannot defeated in the battlefield, but due to his tragic flaw, his downfall comes. So that is why great warrior like Othello can be destroyed if he has a tragic flaw in his life. So one tragic flaw is ample for destroyed anybody's life. So in this way, we can say that due to his bad nature or due to his bad intention, Iago committed this crime to destroy the person of whole life, destroyed the characters of all, so destroyed the life of all the characters who is his surroundings. So in this way, we can say that there are a lot of reasons behind the wrong notion of Iago, which motivated him to take revenge. So here, yes, we can say that there are a lot of things. So I think here I would like to conclude my presentation, and thank you. This is over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Chaitendra. You introduced the topic well, and you have mentioned most of the prominent villainous characters in Shakespeare's plays, with particular reference to Iago in Othello. And an in-depth study you have presented in this paper. I think it's a job well done. And if there had been a PPT, maybe it would have been better presented. But nevertheless, technical issues have arisen, like you said.
So some connectivity issue, ma'am. That is why
it is possible. It is possible. Even I experienced connectivity issues today while joining in. The floor is open to any questions from the participants, if they have any. The other fellow participants, would you like to question Dr. Jitendra on what he has talked about today? It's all right then. Thank you, Dr. Jitendra. And then I would now like to invite the next participant. That is Dr. Digambar Wankede.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I am present.
Yeah.
Shall I do my PPT?
Yes, sir. You have shared your screen.
Yeah. Okay. Shall I start my presentation, sir?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, honorable guest, Dr. Sujata Chakravorty, course coordinator, and my dear participants. The topic of my research presentation is female voices in the novels of Nadim Aslam. Nadim Aslam is a Pakistani-born British writer, and he is the championship of women's rights in Afghanistan and Pakistani society. Nadim Aslam has focused on burning issues of Muslim women in Afghanistan and Pakistan. When I read the novels of Nadim Aslam, ma'am, I become very sentimental and very emotional for the last 6 months, because his novels are very, very sentimental and very emotional. Because as the word knows, cruelties of Taliban and warlords in Afghanistan. Already we know first, second, and third wave of feminism. In the recorded history of civilization, women have been silenced in Pakistan and Afghanistan society and all over the world. Nadim Aslam Pakistani-born English writer has questioned the Muslim women's pathetic and appalling condition of women. As the word notes, under the Taliban rule, women become a victim to patriarchal male-dominated structure of society. They are killed, they are dominated, they are dehumanized, they are marginalized and exploited and forced, raped, and they are faced psychological and emotional trauma. Standard and canons of morality which are set by the male-dominated society. So one of the critics, Mary Jones, says that about the novels of marginalization of women is the they are alive or born alive or poisoned or suffocated in Pakistani and Afghanistani society. Nadim Aslam is the champion of women's rights in Afghanistan and Pakistani society. His literary characters represent the realistic life sketches in Afghanistan and Pakistani society. I respect and all the world knows Quran is a purely holy and sacred book, but the cleric and fundamentalist and other fundamentalists, they have misrepresented Quran to establish their own authority over women in Islam. Fundamentalists are rejected women's right in Afghanistan and Pakistani society because according to the fundamentalist, educated women are unholy symbols of evil because they don't follow tradition and they reject Muslim rigid laws. They exploit, means fundamentally exploit and oppress women in the name of religion. Already the world knows in Pakistan there is a patriarchal society where men are dominated and men are dominated figure and women are subordinate. They follow parda systems. They have no independence. They have no rights and identity. Most of the women are marginalized like that. The world knows Benazir Bhutto, Malala Yousafzai, which was awarded Nobel Prize, Sherry Rehman, Fahmida Mirza, Hina Khar, Tehmina Durrani. Already, Quran is a very holy book, but fundamentalists and clerics and other men, they sanction various laws. Why? To establish their own authority through the customary laws and Sharia laws. In the name of religion, according to Islam, women have no rights. According to the statistics, in one Pakistani province alone, woman is murdered every 38 hours because her virtue in doubt. Page number 196 in the novels of Season of Rainbows. I am especially mentioning the page number of the book because when I read these novels, I am very sentimental and emotional. But Nadim Aslam is the champion of women's rights in Afghanistani and Pakistani society. And his female characters, which represented life sketches in Afghanistan and Pakistan society, they are very active. They are strong. They are against the exploitation of the rigid and rules of Islam and Pakistani society also. They challenge the blasphemy and they are non-believers. They are intellectuals and they express their own identity, liberty, individuality, and they support education and modernity. The object of the research in these novels to study the religious, cultural, and social structure of Muslim women in the name of religion and in the name of patriarchy. The life of the woman is very miserable. So I have examined the rebellious and liberated female characters in these novels. Also, I have explored the Muslim women which they want to get their identity through these vices. One of the major and important novel of Nadim Aslam is Maps for Lost Lovers. Mahajabin is a revolutionary and rebellious character. She never believe in traditional views of Islam society. According to the Islam never believe in science and its progresses. So Mahajabin is the character. She is a bold and independent character. Her decision that she raises so many questions against the religion. In Pakistani society, women are not allowed to have abortion according to science. But Islam never believed in science and its progress. One of the quotation I would like to mention in the novels, The Maps for Lost Lovers, in account of Mahajabin, In the end, she had induced a miscarriage by taking quinine tablets for fortnight. Page number 156. So she raises so many questions about the Pakistani woman's miserable condition to her mother. There are so many laws which are imposed on the life of Mahajabin characters. Mahajabin and Chanda, these are the two characters of Pakistani and Afghanistani society. Mahajabin prepares education and modernity in these novels. Also, in Muslim community, women are not allowed to visit gynecologist doctor because they don't believe in science and medicines. Also, I would like to mention one quotation. Women's life is hard because you have to run the house during the day and listen to your husband's demand in bed at night. Page number 153 in Maps for Lost Lovers in account of Mahajabin. Also, one of the major and important characters, Surya, she is a very revolutionary character and she raises so many questions against the Islam and religion. Surya was divorced in searching for temporary husband to get back her first husband. Under the Islamic law, man can divorce his life through SMS text messaging. Madam, it is very dangerous. Nadim Aslam has written so many statements which are very revolutionary in his novels. Under Islamic law, man can divorce his wife through SMS text messaging. Imagines we can take divorce in just saying 3 words. The husband who was the only one in Muslim marriage with the right to divorce had under the word 3 times, and according to Islam, they were divorced. Means man can take divorce according to the sending text message to his wife. Page number 302 in the Maps for Lost Lovers in the novels of Nadim Aslam. But the character of Surya prefers modernity and education. According to the Islam law, many men drunken husbands say 3 words, talak, talak, and talak, and it is considered husband got divorced from her wife. If she wants to get back her husband, she needs marry temporary man and got divorced. Means it is very I cannot believe this kind of statements Nadim Aslam has written in his novels in the Maps for Lost Lovers. Second novel I would like to mention The Vested Virgin. It is one of the masterpieces by Nadim Aslam. Marcus is an English man and Katrina is the female characters, and she is a very non-believer. She raises so many questions against the Islam religions. Marcus and Katrina, they are couples, both support education and modernity. Katrina is a strong and rebellious feminist, and she raises so many questions against the Talibani cruelty. Katrina married with an English man, and she raises so many questions, and she does not believe in Islam because she raises so many questions about the existence of God. No one can suspect, according to the Muslim, no one can suspect about the Muslim laws, religion, and gods, and it is a very dangerous in account of Talibani rule. So we find traces of atheism in Katrina. If Katrina rejects the Islam cultural ceremony under the Taliban rule, it is not easy to challenge the Islam culture and religion. She would have been satisfied with a non-religious ceremony. Means she marry English man Marcus on one condition, because women should perform the rites. Because she want to change the cultural structure in the Afghanistan and Pakistani society. Women have no educational rights in Pakistan and Afghanistan society, so still she support education, and she also both Marcus and Katrina have opened a library in Afghanistan and Pakistani society. So Marcus' wife had nailed the books overhead in her house away from the Talibani and warlords. In Islam, no one can raise question about the existence of God. No one can make a skeptic about Allah. The act of non-believing, it is considered blasphemy act, and it is liable for the death penalty. Talibani forces women to wear burqas. According to Islam, it is a compulsory to wear burqa tradition, but here Marcus' wife Katrina never wear, while she has received death penalty because she raises so many questions about the Islam and religions. So the category represents the realistic life sketches in Afghanistan and Pakistani society. One of the burning example like that, Farooq Nanda has been licensed by French mob on December 27 in 2015 in Afghanistan, and she was also stoned to death after blaming her that and because she has burned the Qurans.
Yeah, Digambar sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about feminism. Feminism.
Feminism means
We can come to that, and yeah, instead of going novel wise, you can just give us a general view of the feminism which is there in the works prescribed
both
the
of the
author that you
characters
are
of the
dealing with.
Sophia and Nahid in the novels Nadim Aslam, they reject established social traditions, which is a very cruel and merciless in Pakistani and Afghanistani society. Like the Sophia also considered burqa is a small face, and also Nahid is a young widow, advocates education, and she plans to get a diploma and to become a teacher instead of remarriage. And she rejects the remarriage proposal of Sharif. Also, her daughter Nahid, according to the Islam religion, women have no permission to go to the cemetery. But Nahid, Tara, and Yasmin to go to the cemetery, and they believe in science and its progress. Also, I would like to say, Nargis' character, she also believes in the science, technology, and she also faces so many discrimination in a Muslim committee, and she is also championship of women, championship of education in Muslim radicals community. Also, her daughter Nargis also represents the rebellious, and she challenged so many questions about the existence of God, reject the rigid and superstitious traditions in Islam community, and they express their identity, and her thoughts of education definitely bring change in the community of Islams. Also, in the novels of the Season of Rainbirds, the character of Elizabeth, Messiah, and Gibbon also they represent the feminist aspect, and they reject the misogynist culture, patriarchal society of Islam and Pakistani society. They reject the cruelty of Talibani. So I would like to conclude my topic. Nadim Aslam is the writer who advocates women's right, identity, and liberty through his female characters. Because the female characters of Nadim Aslam, they represent the life sketches, and he promotes feminism terms in account of socio-cultural, and he is the championship of women empowerment of novel in this novels. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Digambar VK. You can stop sharing your screen. Yeah. You have talked about the author Nadim Aslam, and it's good that you have gone off track. I mean, out of the ordinary, out of the most obvious authors that are always taken for this topic. You have talked about feminism, female voices.
Yes.
Female voices in the novels of Nadim Aslam, right? That is the topic of your, like Dr. Kapil Singh just mentioned. If you want to talk about feminism, how would you define feminism?
Feminism means to express their own voices, to complete their wishes, to find out their liberty, identity through its novels, to got educational rights, liberty, and other things also. By rejecting the patriarchal and to find out the equality also.
Okay, so you have at length talked about, when you want to talk about such a topic, and you have made these pointers, these are the PPT with the certain slides. You were discussing many things, and this is in a short span of time. You cannot mention the page numbers particularly and then describe that also in detail. This is more of a larger study that way.
Yes.
When you talk about because none of us have read these novels. Most of us might not have, right? And yes, your talk today, your presentation today would want us to maybe read these novels because they are on the burning topic of how the female voice is subdued. It's subdued and not allowed to come up. Even in the modern world, how women in Afghanistan and Pakistan have been subjugated to a lot of torture, if I might call it. And that is how he has very poignantly brought it up. That is very good. these aspects you have brought on very well. But when you want to talk about in detail, then you don't have to mention the page numbers here. Yes,
No,
that might
no,
have
ma'am,
moved you.
what happened, ma'am? Excuse
Yeah.
me. Because some people cannot believe what I am saying, so I mentioned here. It is a very revolutionary and it brings changes. Ordinary people cannot believe, so I mentioned here.
No, why can't ordinary people believe if you are saying something? They should then, because you are in a position where you are saying something, you have read these novels and you're presenting a view, your view on your take on his novels, right? So
Yes,
just
ma'am.
my observation here is that in a PPT of just a short presentation, the time of just 10 minutes allotted to you for your presentation, and there if you even mention the page numbers and talk about what is given there, then the larger purport might be lost. So
Thank you, ma'am.
one has to plan it out well, and how much to speak on what aspect. Otherwise, it's a
Thank you,
job
ma'am.
well done. It's a job well done, and you presented a different author, which is also very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. And I would now like to ask the other participants.
Yeah, ma'am.
whether-
Ma'am, Mr. Milind Shende, he would
Yeah.
present early because he has some issues with connectivity.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Let me share my PPT, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible, Milind.
Sir, kindly permit me to share my PPT, sir.
Yeah, please do share. You are a co-host, aren't you?
Co-host.
Are you not? Just a minute, I will check. Milind, you are not there on the list. Have you joined with some other name?
आपण कोणत्या दुसऱ्याचे नाही केलेलं आहे का? काय नाव आहे?
Is it Dr. M. Tomar? He has joined you. The name.
No, no.
Mangala Tomar ma'am is there. She is.
Okay.
Sir, it's with my own name, Milind Shende. तोमर मैडम के नाम नहीं है क्या?
No, Milind, you are not there with your.
Yes, actually, I think it's Dr. Tomar ma'am's name here on my screen.
क्या बोल रहा है आशीष? निधि मैडम है ना? नहीं, वो मैडम है, मेहर मैडम भी है. उन्होंने कौन से नाम से ज्वाइन किया समझ में नहीं आ रहा ना.
तोमर मैडम के नाम से शायद Dr.
That's
M.
what I feel. Yes,
Tomar.
because when Mr. Milind is speaking, it is Dr. M. Tomar flashing on the screen. So please check.
Just a minute. Sir, now it's visible, my PPT?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. The topic that I have taken up here for the presentation is an evaluation of A Silent Soldier, an autobiography by Dr. D.R. Jatawar. So, it is actually an autobiography, Dalit autobiography written by this author. So, there are some reasons why I have chosen this particular autobiography. The reasons are like this. First is that it is the autobiography originally written in English and not any other vernacular language, because it is the bare fact that most of the Dalit autobiographies were written in the vernacular languages, and this is the autobiography which is originally written in English, and that is why the message which the autobiographer wants to convey to the people can be reached. And second reason is that this particular autobiography represents the contemporary Dalit experiences, issues, and writings in general, and autobiography in particular. Third reason is that this autobiography focuses on the discrimination with Dalits of India in various spheres of life, including academic field too. Then It exhibits transition of content from Dalitism to Ambedkarism within the purview of Dalit literature itself. This is very important point, sir. Then there is the next reason. This autobiography underlines the importance of ideological association to fight collectively against discriminatory system, because it is the fact even today in the 21st century that the caste system exists. The next reason is that it is basically an appeal by the autobiographer, who is an activist also, to the young generation of youth from Dalit, tribal, as well as other backward communities, to raise their voice through meaningful writings. It's a very important point. And the last is, it is not only a record of painful events of life, but a saga of struggle which inspires the generation, exhorting them to be the part of social reformation movement. Now, I would like to discuss all these points in detail. A silent soldier represents the contemporary Dalit life experiences, and also speaks about various aspects of life where even today in the 21st century, the Dalits find their exclusion and also meet discrimination at different levels in different fields of life. In fact, many Dalit autobiographers before this, because I have...
Well, Milind sir, if you can remain particular, don't generalize it.
Okay.
To the autobiography, to that book. We don't have this much time, sir.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah. Whatever contents are there in the autobiography, please deal.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes. So, see, actually, the autobiographer himself, sir, the autobiographer himself is an author, has written so many books, and that is why he feels that the young generation of Dalits should resort to the writing profession if they want to raise their voice, because this is not the era when we find untouchability is there. Definitely, it has been abolished with the implementation of the Constitution of India, and that is why we find no untouchability, at least prima facie is there, on the surface is there. So definitely the caste problem still prevails there. We have the live examples of Dr. Payal Tadvi, who committed suicide. She was pursuing her MBBS. Then another example was of a student from Delhi University. So such things are happening there, and that is why this autobiographer, Dr. D.R. Jatava, appeals to the Dalit youth that they should write the books and garner support just to fight the system. And see, he also speaks about the current issues, sir, because when we find Daya Pawar's Baluta or Oprah, such autobiographies, we find that they have basically focused on the point of untouchability, right? But this man speaks about today's problems. See, to some extent or to a greater extent, I would like to say that because of some affirmative actions by the different governments of India in the last 75 years, definitely along with other sections of society, the Dalits have progressed at faster pace and considerably. So definitely the problems which are being faced by Dalit youths, most probably the same, the problems are same which are being faced by the other people. Just take the example of getting quality higher education, but it is not just limited problem. Okay, so caste system still prevails there, and they have to fight at that also. So the basic appeal by this man, D.R. Jatava, is that the youth should write the books. Secondly, I have said that this autobiography focuses on the ideological commitment of the youth. See, one thing is very noticeable, sir, here, and notable also, that this particular autobiography speaks about Ambedkarism, because there is still differences among the scholars from Dalit community themselves, because some people support the term Dalit and some people do not like that term. So definitely this man speaks of the term Ambedkarism, and he says that definitely with the passage of time we should change the terminology, or we should use new terminologies. And that is why in his own autobiography he has not used the word Dalit, but definitely untouchability word is there. And this autobiography does not speak about the old issues only, because in the era of science and technology, definitely we are progressing. And as the other communities are progressing, definitely the Dalit youths are also progressing. So only taking to the streets and sloganeering against the government, these are not the panacea to get the problems resolved. And that is why education, he has given too much stress on education, ideological commitment, and the change that we should bring about in ourselves as well as in society through education. So this is the prime appeal by Dr. D.R. Jatava. Somewhere in his autobiography, he says, sir, in this volume, I do not give much significance to my own events and experiences. Basically, in the autobiographies, we find the events and experiences of the autobiographer himself or herself. But he says very clearly here, in this volume, I do not give much significance to my own events and experiences. Rather, it penetrates deep into those ideal realities which reveal the nature and traits of an Ambedkar man, so that those who believe in Ambedkarism can study it more profoundly. It will be of benefit to them. And somewhere he has very clearly said that the youth should write about what they experience and what they see with their eyes. So definitely it is a kind of inspiration for the youth of the day, that they should intellectually think about all these events, all these things, and should try their level best to address the same issues. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Mr. Vineet Shinde.
Thank you.
You have talked about a silent soldier and placed it in Ambedkar right literature. How just tried to, more or less, you have tried to show what the elements of Ambedkarism and whatever Dr. B.R. Ambedkar fought for and stood for, and how all these things are reflected in this particular work, A Silent Soldier. I just wanted to put across my observation. In the beginning of a presentation, you use the word vernacular. I feel that the word vernacular also has certain connotations. Rather, if you say the language of the common people, because this word vernacular, it has those the connotations that when the British had colonized India, our language, the Indian languages were called the vernacular, and theirs was the language of the Queen. So this word is more or less going out of coinage, and since it has those connotations still, I would prefer not to be used much.
Yes, ma'am. We'll take care of that, ma'am.
Any questions or observations from the other participants on this? Right, then we'll go on to the next speaker, next presenter.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Singhel, who is the next presenter?
Mr. Vaibhav Wagmare from Buldhana.
Yeah, please go ahead, Mr. Vaibhav.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Vaibhav, sir. Yeah.
I'm audible.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. First of all, very good afternoon, one and all. Respected Sujata Chakravorty ma'am and our dear coordinator Kapil sir. I'm Vaibhav Wagmare, assistant professor, Vidarbha Mahavidyalaya, Buldhana. And the topic of my presentation is visual representation of negative mindset regarding education with a special reference to Marathi film Ubuntu. The setting or the story take place in Dhoblewadi village in Maharashtra. The school in Dhoblewadi is the perfect picture of Marathi schools. Actually, this is called as these schools in Maharashtra as called as Jilla Parishad School or Jilla Parishad School Shala. These schools are the backbone of the education system in the state. But in present condition, these schools are struggling for their survival. Means the enough number of students are not attending the school, and the Dhoblewadi school is also one example. So if the enough number of students do not attend the school, then the school will be closed. Actually, Maharashtra government issued one GR, and according to that GR, if the number of student less in that particular school, those schools might be closed, and Dhoblewadi uh, in who in the list of such schools suffers due to few students attend schools. Actually, Maharashtra government issued an GR. I have already told you what is the GR. According to that GR, the less number of students who attend the schools, that school might be closed in future. So in this in respective in respective, or what we can say, the school in reference to Dhoblewadi, education officer, education minister, and also the sarpanch of that village also not in favor of run that school. That's why the sarpanch, the mukhya of the village, arrange a meeting for deciding whether the school run or close. It is observed that in that crucial meeting, sorry, I am audible. Hello.
Yes.
So it is observed that in that crucial meeting, Sarpan gives intimation to a school teacher and his students also. If in few months they succeed in manage the minimum number of students for run schools, the number is 35. So the 35 students can manage to attend the school. Then the school will continue. Otherwise, the school will be closed. So if only if only 15 students attending school, or that number decrease, then school certainly closed. So here the villagers are not willing to send their children in school. My next point is negative mindset regarding education of Marathi society. Maharashtra in the 1980s lacks development. The education system, due to some prejudices or traditions, got a negative mindset which arise from traditions and superstitions in Marathi society. It is well known fact that uh, in this modern or 21st century, there are no changes in people follow all these traditions and customs as earlier did too. Uh, uh, Dear fellow participants and respected judge, I am talking about the situation of village. Okay, the performing child marriage which spoiled childhood, of innocent children. Its impact is seen, obviously, its impact is seen in the form of illiteracy among married children. Things develop a negative mindset among people regarding education, and they thought there is no need of education. Means the parents think that there is no need of education. Not even single things depends on it. Means I'm talking about the movie. So Indians Indians run their traditional professions, and there is no need of learning in school. So it is the psychology, it is the mindset of parents. Parents prefer to teach their children art they know and make them liable for earned livelihood. On the other hand, education when it responds students who can earn money. So it is the situation, it is the fact of present education system. We are teachers, but we are not able to give our students to get job. We are not able because we know the facts of government policies and all. For earn livelihood, on the other hand, education failed to produce students who can earn money. That's the main reason behind pessimistic approach to develop among learned people. Its impact seen in the form of they also stop their children's education, uh, and all these things skillfully depicted in the Marathi film Ubuntu. Uh, the movie's name is Ubuntu. My next point is visual representation of negative mindset regarding education. So Gauri is one of the students of the school, and she found the secret, which is horrible. Salma. Salma is one of the student and one of the character. Salma is the Abdul's sister. Uh, Abdul is one of the student of that school, and Abdul is its most talented, most clever student of that school. So Salma Abdul's sister engaged in the bond of the marriage at the age of 15. Her parents were unable to collect enough money for her marriage. That's the main cause behind Abdul's remains absence from school, because Abdul's mama uh, takes Abdul in Sangli. Okay, so he can earn more money. That will help for her sister's marriage. So Abdul's mama took Abdul with him to earn money in his hotel. So actually, Abdul, one of the student of the WYD school, works in the hotel of his mama. Okay, so obviously Abdul remains absent from school. Abdul's mama took Abdul with him to earn money. His hotel, which was helpful for collect money for Salma's marriage. Salma means his sister. That's here. Uh, that's why the Abdul uh, is non-absent So the form of we can come to know the form of child marriage and child labor. So the child marriage and child labor spoiled the innocence of children and made them adults or mature who can take responsibility of their whole family. The sarpanch and villagers of that school gives intimation to teacher and his students that if all students in school pass in the test, there is they think that the test will be conducted of students. Okay, the test then their school might continue if the all students will pass in the exam, then and then the school will be continue. If the if they fail, there is no chance of serving village school. Next, the director of the film Ubuntu introduced the audience adults negative mindset. So the negative mindset means adults negative mindset towards education from the following scene, in which the children are begging mamas. Means what happened? If you watch the movie Gauri and Sanket, Gauri and Sanket are one of the students in that school, and if means
Yeah,
when
Vaibhav
they
sir.
sir.
Yeah, just tell us what is the outcome of that exam, the test which is taken, and then sum up, please.
Okay, sir. Give me 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Okay.
When Gauri and Sanket knew that the test will be happen, and they know Abdul will given all the answers. And Abdul is the most ever student of that school. Then the Gauri and Sanket go to Sangli, where Abdul works in the hotel of his mamu. And after all suffering, and after all lot of suffering, after all long efforts, Gauri and Sanket found that hotel, but mamu, Abdul's mamu, don't allow to leave Abdul, because Abdul is the center point of the story of particular particular scene. Oh, okay. But the mamu threatens Sanket and Gauri. Okay, and at that time they complain police station also. But the policeman come, and Mamu what we can arrange the policeman, and gives him bribe bribe, and the policeman come back. So in this way, Gauri and Sanket spent a night outside a radio station, and in the early morning, news reporter Reshmi Sarang notices them and promises them that she helps them to send their message and provide an opportunity to speak on the radio. So here Gauri took the mic and says that uh, the closure of our Doblewadi school is not for you but our lives. Meant she announced that on the platform of radio, to government of Maharashtra, sorry, education minister, that we cannot, we or the our families are not allowed us to go and take education in district level or taluka level. So this school is so important, so necessary for us. And Gauri took the mic and says that uh, today we think of great man. She tells that today we think about great man, great leaders, about
Yeah, sir, sum up,
planets,
please. Yeah,
about
come to the
world.
conclusion, sir. Yeah.
Okay, okay, sir. So my conclusion is that so the early marriages, child labor, social and financial situation, and negative approach of villages towards education, and some Maharashtra government policies are seen even 21st century. Though the adults are negative in case of education, but the efforts of students and their teachers are praiseworthy to save their schools. Thank you, Kapil sir. Thank you, man. This is my presentation. Uh, Actually, I'm so busy, not busy, but I'm engaged or I'm busy in DVV process. I'm IQC coordinator, and our DVV has started. That's why I could not manage to prepare my PPT. I
Sir, you have to
extremely
submit
sorry.
PPT. Yeah, you have to submit PPT.
Yes, sir. I will submit my soft copy of research paper.
Yeah, please do that.
No issue. Any question, ma'am?
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. Just I wanted to ask you, you have talked about this film Ubuntu in detail. What were you actually trying to do through your presentation? What was the thrust of your presentation? Just tell me in one sentence.
Ma'am, that means actually the Ubuntu. It means actually the Ubuntu is a word come from Nelson Mandela. It means cooperation. It means humanity. It means I am because we are. Yes, because I am because we are. Okay. Ma'am, you are Chakravorty. Okay. If you watch the movie, you can get the meaning of Ubuntu. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
My observation on your presentation, Mr. Bagmare, that yes, I
yes, sir.
understand that
Yes,
you are the
ma'am.
IQC
Sorry.
coordinator and therefore you could not manage time to make the PPT. But in an online presentation, a PowerPoint presentation always helps in engaging the listener's attention, because attention, I mean, one just tends to go off track at times. But rather, if you have PPT, both the speaker and the listener, they are riveted to the screen, and there are certain points to follow. Rather, had you pinpointed and made those points on your presentation, even if not a very fancy presentation, just some points on the screen would have helped you and us also. You have touched very deep topics, but they could have been better framed, better
Yeah,
knit
I
together.
know it.
Yeah,
Yes,
please, whenever you do it next, please take care. Thank you.
yes, ma'am.
Kapil sir, can we have the next one then?
Yeah, ma'am. The next one is Madam Dr. Nidhi Punder.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So may I share my screen?
Yeah, ma'am, please.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yes,
Yes.
visible.
Actually, there is some changing in sharing the screen, whatever the apps I was using. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Nidhi Pundir, Assistant Professor from Shri Rajasthani Seva Sons, SPDT Tibriwala College of Arts, Commerce and Science from Mumbai. The topic of my presentation which I have chosen is use of technology in academic communication. In this age of globalization, use of technology is becoming extremely important for everyone. During COVID-19, we shifted our teaching learning through online mode definitely. Some of us were not comfortable with the technology, but we also got an opportunity to learn, to know about digital media, new apps, new web tools, which are really very helpful for academicians. Here in this presentation, I tried to focus on the concept of technology, how it is beneficial for us. I also try to give some references of some educational web tools along with the limitation of technology for academic communication. Objective of my presentation is to analyze the impact of technology for effective academic communication, to identify appropriate use of various technologies tools to improve academic communication. What are these web tools and how we can use or these web tools can be useful for us. To discuss limitation of technology for communication. What is the impact of technology for effective academic communication? So I would like to start my presentation with a quote from David Worley, who is an educator, author, and early adopter of technology in education. He said, "We need technology in every classroom and in every student and teacher's hand because it is the pen and paper of our time and it's the lens through which we experience much of our world." He emphasized that we as teachers must prepare our students for future. To keep up with the digital transformation across the globe, educators must use technology as the key instrument to shape the future of the students. Technology provides students with easy to access information. Nowadays, everything is on our fingertips. If you want to search anything within seconds, with the help of information provider apps or search engines, anytime, anywhere, students can access information. It also gives students opportunities to practice and learn with fun. It enables students to explore new subjects and deepen their understanding of difficult concepts. Technology helps students become independent, proficient member, and of course, researcher. Empowering educators. Technology also gives educators free space from their routine tasks that add value to the quality of teaching. Any tool that saves time and effort of teachers leave the education quality better. Teachers can engage students meaningfully. They can organize learning material with students can access independently and of course easily. Educators can prepare online resources and educational websites to enhance virtual learning experience. Continuous tracking of learning outcome. Educators can track individual progress effectively. Technology enables educators to shift towards competency-based assessment. Experiential and discovery-based teaching. Online technologies allow students to collaborate and share ideas and discoveries. Educators must emphasize conceptual understanding rather than rote learning. Teachers can use 3D videos and models to accept difficult concepts and help students build stronger fundamentals. Integrating vocational education. Students can also enroll in online internship and for online vocational courses in various fields. As we know, it is also requirement of current education policy. I also try to give some various media tools in my presentation. First one is information providers. TED Ed podcast. In the TED Talks education podcast, you can listen some of the world's greatest educators, researchers, and community leaders share their stories and vision. It is a platform where different communities can collaborate. YouTube is very popular and it's a common also, I can say, even the kids they are using. But for the academician, there are a number of videos-based lectures recorded academicians talk are available on YouTube. SlideShare SlideShare is an online community that allows users to upload and share PowerPoint presentation, documents, and infographics. There are some classroom interaction tools, in which first is Edmodo. Edmodo is where teachers and students communicate, maintain calendars, and post in any information. Google Plus, the site has best graphic and themes and provide opportunity to have interactions among students and teachers by generating a circle on their own to connect. Teachers Tube. Teacher Tube is a very commonly community platform to share instructional content and videos of all sorts of standard from very basics to more complicated work. ClassDojo. ClassDojo is a classroom communication app used to share reports between parents and teachers. Teachers track student behavior and upload photos or videos. WordPress. This is, I hope so, most of the teachers, they are aware about it. On WordPress, teachers can set up a web of communication and lessons with their students. Teachers can use it to create their own blogs to inspire students. Some social networking media also I have mentioned in my presentation. Facebook. Facebook is most popular, and I hope so everybody is having Facebook app in their smartphones. That separate accounts can be created by teachers and students to connect with each other for academic purposes. Twitter. Twitter is used for academic purposes by posting quotes for the student to increase their motivation level and also serve as a reminder tool to pass remind information. Instagram. On Instagram, the student or teachers can share academic photos such as poster to present in conference, create pictorial presentation also. Blog. Using blog, teachers can put lessons, links, and also promote writing skills among students by giving them such assignment. Skype. Skype promote and develop virtual connections among academic communities. Most of the time, it is used to do video conferencing. MySpace. MySpace is the largest social networking site in the world. It offers an interactive user-submitted network for personal profiles, blogs, groups, photos, music, and videos. LabRoots. LabRoot is a social networking site that allows peers, students to interact with each other. There are some research information sharing websites also, sites also that are really very useful as academician. Academia.education, the main purpose of it is to share research in various fields. ResearchGate, it is a platform to collaborate for research and share research information globally. Interaction with professionals. Interaction with professional. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a platform is mainly used for professional networking, where students can also apply for jobs by posting resumes. Ad Connector, it is a visual mapping engine that saves valuable time and energy of educators by narrows down certain criteria, helps them to find like-minded educators. Video audio media preparation. Premium-based tool. There are a number of video making tools available which helps the student to create video of their project, role plays, etc. Pinterest. Pinterest allows the student to create their pages for classes by using different themes available on that. Prezi. Prezi is a presentation software. Instead of explaining slide by slide, conversational presenting can be achieved using a single space. Powtoon. It is very useful for animated videos, and animated presentations can be created by using this cloud-based software. Podcast. Podcast is a digital recording of a radio, broadcast, or similar program made available on the internet by downloading to a personal. It is like a digital audio file, you can say. Then there are some visualization tools. These tools are really very helpful for making charts, graphs, leaflets, etc. In which, in brief, I have mentioned Fusion charts, ChartAce, leaflets, NVDT3, D3JS. Then there are some evaluation tools which are really very helpful for the teachers. We are also using nowadays these through the refresher course also, that Clickers, Google Forms. Then there are some media preparation tools that for the writing tools, OneNote, Scrivener, Online Board, Trello, then Hotspot, Blackboard. There are some online learning platform which is really very useful if you want to get education, if you want to update your knowledge through the SWIM platform, NetGel, MOOCs, edX, then Coursera, Audacity, and Khan Academy. Usually it is most popular among the student. Then Skillshare, Allison. From these apps also, there are few apps which I know that I would like to mention here. Future Learn. Then there are Harvard University. Yesterday also in a refresher, that resource person Barson, he also mentioned about that Harvard University, that you can enroll yourself in a number of various courses. So however, once the academicians understand how these tools work, they will have the ability to make efficient use of them in their teaching and learning process. We as academicians can achieve success in our academic goals by climbing the ladder of these web tools. These web tools present a holistic way of teaching and learning. I would like to mention just very in brief limitations of technology for academic communication. Technology is considered to be the best and at the same time the worst invention of all. However, it has caused many limitations as lack of resources and digital literacy is a major issue to integrate media in classroom in India, especially in rural areas. It's difficult to get resources such as internet, computers, projectors, etc. Training is required to the teachers to properly plan their class by integrating media. Without proper training or workshops, it is difficult to deal with these educational tools. So higher authorities should organize training programs for teachers. Especially in case of social media, students can waste their lots of time if teacher fails to help learner to decide their learning goals. The student can use media for non-academic purposes, which leads to student waste of time. Due to online learning, most of the students are not comfortable with carrying books and writing notes. So it is becoming a risk to the traditional book and handwriting methods. Managing courses online is difficult sometimes because if it's difficult to access videos or e-content, not accessible everywhere due to network problem or without electricity, it is not possible to access information. Implementing computers and the internet is expensive, of course. Without financial assistance, it's difficult to have computers and internet connection. Sometimes we get misleading and misguiding information. We get wrong information or incorrect information if we are not assessing from a reliable source. So now I would like to conclude my presentation with the words of Mahatma Gandhi. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. There should be a desire to acquire knowledge is must for us academicians. We as teachers should make every effort to remain updated in our subject area. These are some references from where I have taken help to present my presentation. And thank you everyone for your patience listening.
Thank you, Dr. Nidhi Purandir.
Sir, I don't know how to stop sharing this screen because first time I'm using this app.
You have to go to stop sharing.
I think pause share. Okay.
Stop sharing.
I'm not getting stop sharing here, madam. There is no emblem that shows stop sharing. Resume share is here. Are you seeing my that screen? Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. It's done. That is, I mean, what to say? You have presented this, how technology can help in academics, and here you have facing a problem in stopping your stopping the screen share.
Yeah, actually, this app only through the refresher I'm using first time.
Yeah. So what you have done is documenting the various types of all the kinds of tools and apps available to make technology, how technology can help in academics. You also said that where teachers fail to help students, then technology comes in. But would you also say that technology can take the place of teachers?
No, ma'am, no, it cannot be. As already the question was asked with my co-participant. Definitely there is a bonding. In 2 years, we can also observe when I started taking my class. So there was a feeling, there is a foundation with the teacher and student. We are playing not only the role of a teacher, sometimes we are playing the role of a friend, sometimes we are also playing the role of a not only friend, mentor, philosopher, so many roles we are playing in our class. We are not, as a teacher, we are not restricting ourselves to the syllabus. Lots of things, lots of knowledge also, you can say, we are sharing to students. So sometimes it is not possible through the technology that we are missing that foundation with our students.
So teacher is the facilitator. The teacher facilitates education. The teacher introduces one to how technology can help. But a teacher's place is it's irreplaceable.
Nobody can, nobody can. Ma'am.
Teacher's place is irreplaceable. Okay, thank you. It was
Thank
a
you,
good
ma'am.
presentation. So Kapil sir, do we have any more or?
Yeah, one more.
Okay.
Nitish
So let's go.
Telhande, Dr. Nitish Telhande. Is he there?
Please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon, all of you. Sir, my PC is not working properly, so I can't share my PPT. I have made PPT, but there's a problem of my laptop. That's why not able to share PPT. So give me permission to present my presentation without PPT.
Please go ahead.
Welcome to UGC HRDC RTM Nagpur University Nagpur in the online refresher online course in English on literature, culture, and technology, medicines, and interjections. Respected Dr. Kapil Singhal sir and Dr. Sujata Chakravorty madam. My topic is role of parts of speech in learning English language. I am Dr. Nitish Tilhande, Sri Sai Baba Lok Prabodhan Arts College, Varne, District Varda. So here I have selected this topic. Why? Because it is a very important for students and means to think about students. So I have written this topic because if you want to learn any language, not only English, but also Hindi, Marathi, all. So there is parts of speech is very important. So I have made this presentation for this in simple way. So firstly, I am going to present definition of language because language is very important. Without language, we can't share our views. So language is a medium expressing thoughts through either verbal or not verbal. So we express our thought in both way, non-verbal or verbal. So non-verbal, we can share our thoughts through sign. For example, lotus means there's a flower of lotus means BJP, etc. So another example is thumbs means okay, like that. And another view to share our thoughts, that is verbal language. So for example, she is learning English language means here this sentence is arranged in proper way, in proper parts of speech or proper grammatic way. So we understand meaning of this sentence. Otherwise, we can say like that, we have bought bioscope. So we didn't understand the meaning of that word, boxco, means BKOSO. So there is a bosco, means we have to write properly in books. Like that, we have bought books. Is now we understand this sentence. Means I have written there that word in proper ways. Means we have to write words in proper spelling, in proper arrangement. That's why there is a need of the parts of speech. These meaningful words are called as parts of speech. So proper arrangement, systematic arrangement of the words. It is called as parts of speech. So here I have mentioned one example. That example is Ramesh is watching TV and he is studying. So here Ramesh is noun, is helping verb, watching main verb, TV is noun and conjunction. He is pronoun, is again helping verb, studying main verb. Means in this sentence whole parts of speech are used. So I am telling to means without part or speech there is a no language. So there is a need to learn it. So another definition of parts of speech, there is important role of parts of speech in learning English language. So words are important for learning English language. Hence parts of speech are important in English language learning. So here I am telling about importance of parts of speech. Now I focus on the parts of speech. So 8 parts of speech are in English language, like noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. Also, we know these parts of speech. So now I have to express the context as per has word. Means there's a context is important. As per as context, we use the meaning of the sentence or words. So here I have taken 2 examples. Number 1 is they sell vegetables. And another sentence is this is sale of battery. So here sell is used as a main verb. And another sell is used as a noun. Both sell spelling is same. SCLL. Another sell is SCSS. But as per has context, the meaning is changed. One sense meaning is changed, another sell meaning is changed. So there is a context is important to try to understand meaning of the sentence. Now I am focusing or expressing the one by one parts of speech. For means number 1 parts of speech is noun. Definition of noun. Noun is a word used as a name of the person, place, or thing. Example, Ram is a good boy. So here is Ram is noun. Types of noun, proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, abstract nouns. So these are the types of noun. Second part of speech is pronoun. Pronoun is a word used instead of noun. So here is a I, we, they, he. These are the pronoun. Kinds of the pronouns as follow: personal pronouns, reflective pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, identify pronoun, interrogative pronoun, distributive pronoun, relative pronoun, exclamatory pronoun, and emphatic pronoun. Next part of speech is adjective. It's a very important. Adjective tells more information about noun. Another part of speech is verb. Verb is very important in language. Verb is a word used to express an action, to indicate the action in sentence, like playing, watches, etc. Lot of. Next part of speech is adverb. Adverb tells more information about verb. So here types of the adverb: adverb time, adverb of place, adverb of frequency, adverb of manner, adverb degree. Another part of is preposition, very important. A preposition is word which expresses relative between person and place, or person and thing, or noun and adjective. So there is a to indicate the relations, noun and adjective. That is the work of the preposition. Next part of page is conjunction. This conjunction is a word used to join 2 clauses, noun, pronoun, and phrases. So this joined to two sentence or other, like and, but also, otherwise, as soon as. These are the conjunction. And last part of it, interjection. Interjection is a word used to express sudden feeling. So that is also very important. So these are the parts of speech, and these are the very important in any language. So here now I am discussing places of parts of speech. Means what is place of each parts of speech. Number one is noun. Noun is used in a sentence as subject, object, or remaining sentence. So this is a place of noun. Another parts of speech is pronoun, is used like noun as subject or object. Verb is always used after subject or helping verb. Adverb is used before main verb or after main verb. Adjective is always used before noun. Preposition is used before noun or pronoun. Conjunction is used before noun, pronoun, or subject. And interjection is spontaneously utterance and end of the interjection word is used, explain, sign, like that. So these are the places of parts of speech. As per as my observation, I have written this position of the parts of speech. Conclusion: this presentation focuses that parts of speech is integral part for learning English language. 26 alphabets are in English language. Systematic arrangement of alphabet, it is called as word. In the English language, many words are used in more than one way. This means that a word can function as several different parts. So it's are the important to learn language. Is trying to portray role of parts of speech in essential for learning English language. So here only simply I have presented here's parts of speech, and it is very important English language. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nitesh Telrande. Now, no observations on this presentation because I did not find anything new that was put through this. So that's it, Kapil sir. Any participant might want to ask any questions, otherwise Kapil sir will take over now.
Yeah, ma'am. Well, no questions from my side. Well, anyone else? So it's fine. So yeah. The session is over, and I thank ma'am on behalf of